Big City, Big East basketball in Milwaukee. We've got two longtime rivals separated by just 90 miles. It's the DePaul Blue Demons and the Marquette Golden Eagles. Glad to have you with us. With my partner, Nick Baugh, I am Eric Collins. As of late, the Marquette Golden Eagles rolling. They've won 2 in a row. And Nick, a big part of what they're doing revolves around the freshman, Dawson Garcia.
Yeah, high standard set, being labeled a McDonald's All-American, and he's lived up to the billing. He's got a great combination of versatility, efficiency, and patience. He can score inside, he can shoot the three, and he's got good shot selection. I really like watching Dawson Garcia play. And with Charlie Moore, Coach Leto's plan was to take things off his plate in terms of minutes and ball handling duties and shots in the hopes of increasing his efficiency. So far, Moore hasn't found his groove yet, but he's played well against Marquette in his career, so maybe tonight is the night he gets it rolling.
Let's take a look at our starting lineup, sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. You got Javon Freeman Liberty, Charlie Moore, and Romeo Weems, all average in double figures for DePaul. For Marquette, 4-4 in conference play. DJ Carton, Kobe McEwen in the backcourt, jack of all trades, Jamal Cain, Dawson Garcia, and the veteran who's done so much for 4 years, Theo John, manning the middle. All right, we are underway on Saturday in Milwaukee, and the locals start with the basketball. Marquette's got it. DJ Carton up high. Marquette last played a week ago. Last game was in New York against St. John's. Won that ball game. Lefty jumper, a little bit short by Carton. DePaul's got it for the first time.
DJ Carton played well in the second half in the win on the road in New York City against St. John's. And he was the guy that Steve Wojciechowski said that he's got another level to go up. Good to see him get rolling the other day.
Half hook off the mark. Polycap with the misfire. Two schools that know all about each other. Big East is now the third difference conference that they've played together in. Also longtime independents as well. Garcia back up. Shot clock below 10. Garcia rings the bell. That's a 3-ball for the youngster.
But again, that's his versatility. He started in the post, got double teamed, floated out to the perimeter, and was able to knock down a 3-point shot. And he can score from all over the place on the floor. That makes him so tough to defend.
DePaul playing in just their 8th game of the year. This is their 6th Big East game. Looking for their first Big East win. Turn around. We've got a whistle and a foul. Darius Hall is grabbed on the wrist. There is Dave Leto. 9th season with DePaul. Of course, he missed a while in the middle of his 2 stints. Was at Virginia and then an assistant for a long time before returning to Chicago. Respected veteran head coach Dave Leto doing good work. Matching wits with Steve Wojciechowski, who has become a bit of an institution in Milwaukee.
Yeah, and Dave Leto, about a couple weeks ago, said that he feels like his team's development stage feels like they're in October in terms of what it would normally be like, just because they've been really disjointed with missing basically the whole first month of the season due to COVID, and they're breaking in a lot of freshmen and transfers too, Eric. So I think they're a team that's going to get better and better each game that they play.
Early lead for Marquette. This is the senior John. Contested rebound, Polycap.
You've seen DePaul's done a nice job of digging on the post. Not necessarily coming with a full double, but making Garcia and John uncomfortable in the block.
Hall. And after a fight, the ball goes to Marquette. Steve Wojciechowski, 7th year at Marquette. Former McDonald's All-American as a player. For those of you out there that don't remember him as a player, he was a feisty point guard.
And he to me is synonymous with, you know, some guys slap the floor to play defense. That's like his contribution to the game of basketball in a lot of different ways. But he's done a nice job with this group. They've played a really tough schedule, so they're battle tested.
Theo John, the misfire. Rebounded by Darius Hall.
Clearly an emphasis to try and go inside to John and Garcia. Try and pound the big fellas early for Marquette.
Charlie Moore stumbled, just threw it in the vicinity of the basket. And here comes Marquette. They've got numbers if they hurry. Now even strength.
And if I'm Marquette, continue to throw it in the post. And if DePaul's going to dig and get off the perimeter players, you're going to have opportunities for kickouts and drives and shots.
Kane, the spin in the paint, lost it, ripped away by Moore. And Freeman Liberty lost it. No foul, Marquette ball.
I think the more DePaul can get out in the open floor, the better they'll be served. Marquette's the bigger team, and size sometimes gets negated in a fast-paced game. If I'm DePaul, I'm looking to push it every opportunity I get in those broken floor situations.
Ball poked away. Stolen by Hall. 3-on-1 for DePaul. And Moore, his first scratch.
Maybe that'll get Charlie Moore rolling. Anytime a scorer gets just an easy layup early, get their rhythm going a little bit, because there's just no question for DePaul to succeed, Charlie Moore has to play well.
McEwen straight on look, rings the bell.
Well, you've seen twice now, Eric, DePaul's gone under ball screens and dared some of these Golden Eagle perimeter players to knock down threes.
Marquette basketball after the misfire by Weems.
A little bit of a sloppy start both ways, and both these teams have a negative turnover margin on the season. They both have struggled a little bit to handle the ball. You've seen that here through the first almost 4 minutes.
First substitution of the game, Justin Lewis, Greg Elliott both enter the ball game for the Golden Eagles.
Both these dudes played great on the road off the bench against St. John's for Marquette.
Long two missed by McEwen, and the rebound wrestled away by Paulicap. Freeman Liberty off the window.
He's a talented player. You never know how those transfers will translate when you go up a level from the Missouri Valley Conference to the Big East. But so far, Javon Freeman Liberty looks like a Big East athlete, and he has produced.
Chicago kid coming back home and playing for the Blue Demons. Oh my goodness, how is that not a foul? Just flying over. And it's DePaul basketball. That was incredible.
I don't know how contact wasn't made there. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
And that'll be a kick ball. And we've got a timeout on the floor.
Well, how about the McDonald's All-American early showing you his versatility. In the post, backs out, kick out three, no problem for Garcia.
Reason for a lot of excitement with Marquette is the freshman Dawson Garcia.
There's no question. I mean, you look at the numbers. What I like about him is his patience. You know, most freshmen, they only know how to play one way, and that is getting a bunch of shots up. And he clearly trusts his teammates to get him touches, and he's done a nice job scoring in a variety of areas on the floor. And again, McDonald's All-American came in with a lot of hype around him, and so far the numbers have been really impressive.
This is the fourth McDonald's All-American to ever commit to Marquette out of high school. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, but so far so good. You saw in that graphic 3 times already this year he has been the Big East Freshman of the Week. Not bad.
Well, in some ways, Garcia casts such a big shadow that a guy like Justin Lewis gets overshadowed a little bit. I mean, he's been a heck of a freshman as well.
Last touch by DePaul. So it stays with the Marquette Golden Eagles.
And, you know, Marquette's not the deepest team in the world, but they do bring production off the bench. With Lewis, Greg Elliott is shooting 50% from 3. So they bring in guys that can change the complexion of a game offensively.
DJ Carton's 3 ball swirls through.
You're DJ Carton. Clearly, they are going to go under ball screens, so you're going to have opportunities to tee up triples.
Charlie Moore can't answer. Rebounded by Carton. DePaul has made some changes. Kobe Elvis into the game, along with Nick Ongenda. Ongenda, the sophomore, 6'11", about as big as it gets for DePaul. Loose ball run down by Lewis. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. on the block, and the pass is off the mark, trying to feed it to Theo John.
Charlie Moore will go take a seat. And these are the little moments. Again, Dave Lato felt like just had way too much on Charlie Moore's plate. You know, he was third in the conference in minutes last year, and you're trying to just keep him a little bit more fresh so he's a little bit more efficient, of the best version of himself possible. So these little 2-minute spurts, Dave Lato's hoping makes a difference as the season and game obviously wear on.
Javon Freeman Liberty, a three-pointer.
You know, he's a guy that doesn't shoot it great percentage-wise from three, but I talked to him, a Missouri Valley Conference coach, and they told me he's a streaky shooter. So he's one of those guys that's about a 28% three-point shooter, but he can hit 5 threes in a game.
Carton lost it. Loose ball run down by Hall. Here comes DePaul, only down by a point after a slow start. Kobe Elvis and DePaul's got themselves a lead.
Again, playing fast in the open floor. But Kobe Elvis, he plays with a level of confidence that is impressive for a freshman. And he's kind of got that baby face, but his confidence is full grown.
Ball knocked loose. Hall picks up the loose basketball. Elvis stayed in bounds somehow. Freeman, Liberty, blocked away. I think Carton got that. Hall with the left hand. And Marquette getting blitzed. They've got to call timeout. DePaul seems to be the hungrier team early on.
There's no question about it. The energy and momentum all on the side of DePaul. Javon Freeman Liberty teeing one up, knocking one down. And how about the freshman, Kobe Elvis? Blue Demons on a run.
A nice turn of events for the visitors from Chicago. The DePaul Blue Demons have gotten hot, and they lead Marquette 13-9. 12:50 remaining here in our first half. DePaul's done a good job of agitating. They have forced 5 turnovers already for Marquette, and they've cashed in, Nick.
Yeah, and I think that's what DePaul needs to do. Early in the game, it looked like they were backing the defense off, trying to pack the paint to protect their lack of size against Marquette. Last couple of minutes, they've turned up the pressure, and you saw the points off turnovers. I think DePaul's the more athletic team in the backcourt, trying to pressure a little bit.
Theo John misses the turnaround. Marquette has gone to the bench to bring in Symir Torrance. Dawson Garcia also back into the game for Marquette. And tough foul. Wow. It looked like Kobe Elvis has just dribbled out of bounds, but he's given the benefit of the doubt, and they call a foul on Marquette.
Looks like a little bit of a bailout, but it'll stay with DePaul.
Ray Salnave into the game for DePaul. He wears number 10. He fires a bullet pass, nobody home. Nolan Ryan beaming somewhere, and that's DePaul's second turnover.
But Ray Salnave, a transfer from Monmouth, he provides some experience and leadership. Although he's only been with DePaul for just a handful of months, watching him at shoot-around, by far the alpha male, the loud voice, was talking. So Charlie Moore, he's the star, but he's a little bit more of a quiet, reserved guy. You got to have someone that's willing to bark.
Blocked away. Ongenda took it away from John, and it's DePaul basketball.
And Eric, Ongenda, he just needs to hit the weight room. He's got all the measurables from a size and length standpoint. He just needs to get a little beef on him. And he is bouncy. You see the athleticism penning Theo John's shot against the glass. And the other thing that DePaul likes to do is throw lobs to him on pick and rolls. I think Ongenda's got a bright future for DePaul.
DePaul playing keep away up high. Moore slings it over. Elvis falls down, gets back up. Backdoor pass results in an and-one opportunity. Darius Hall score it, and a chance for a three-point play.
Well, how about DePaul doing a nice job playing off 2 feet, being under control. Kobe Elvis, jump stop. That allows you to find cutters. How about Mr. Hall trying to get 3 the hard way?
Welcome back to Big East Basketball, sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Jeep, there's only one. The DePaul Blue Demons, they lead by a half dozen over the Marquette Golden Eagles. Time now for Boz Breakdown. What do you got, Nick?
Well, there's two things I want you to watch. First of all, the importance of a 2-foot jump stop for Kobe Elvis. Watch on the penetration. He's going to land on two about right here. The other thing is Dawson Garcia gets caught ball watching, and when that happens, you're going to get backdoored. So good job, Kobe Elvis, landing on 2 feet, under control. Garcia loses vision. There's Mr. Hall. The backdoor cut. Perfect pass. Goes through the contact. Chance for a three-point play. Good job by DePaul with the backdoor cut.
Hall's got 5 points. He'll go to the free throw line, try to make it 6. Hall got off to a slow start, but they have been feisty as of late to take a 6-point lead.
And there's no question, I think it's been the defense that's been their best friend for their offense. They've ratcheted up the pressure. Marquette's gotten a little bit sloppy with the basketball, 5 turnovers, and that's gotten DePaul out in the open floor, and it's gotten their confidence up. So now it's on Marquette to respond.
DePaul has not won on the road. They have not won in the Big East. Trying to accomplish a lot on a Saturday night here in Milwaukee.
And DePaul's got off to slow starts, so this is a good sign for Dave Lato.
Catch and shoot McEwen. Second triple for the senior.
That's what you can take advantage of. DePaul's going to get that aggressive defensively. If you handle the basketball, you're going to have open looks.
Sal Nave thought about it, works the baseline, gives it up. Kobe Elvis resets. Shot clock dips below 10. Tries to split a double team. Oh, dangerous play. Somehow got away with it. All for naught, rebounded by Lewis.
Kobe Elvis living on the edge there. You got to be careful of splitting those ball screens.
I think if you got those two famous names, you think you can do everything, right?
I don't think there's any doubt about it.
I was looking in the media guide. Is Kobe Elvis's middle name Liberace? How can you get bigger than Kobe and Elvis, huh?
Pretty big, right? It is pretty big.
So we've got a foul. 10:49 remaining in our first half.
Yeah, and if you're DePaul right now, you got to feel good about the fact that Charlie Moore, he's got a transition layup, and that's it. And yet you're still in the lead. I mean, oftentimes your star's got to shine bright and set the tone early on, but it's been the role players that have gotten it rolling for the Blue Demons.
DJ Carton back in the game to run the point. Tries to turn the corner and just ran into a wall. Numbers for DePaul. Charlie Moore. And the pass flipped out of bounds. Paulicap's pass too strong for Elvis.
Well, this is now for Marquette. Sometimes when you're trying to find rhythm, a great place to go is in the post. Just throw it in the post. It slows everybody down. Dial up something, some sort of high-low or just a simple post up to try and get Dawson Garcia the ball. I think that'll just calm everybody down.
Lewis gets his own miss. Justin Lewis, great fight.
He's a junkyard dog, undersized, but plays much bigger than what he's listed at about 6'7", 6'8".
I think the 245 pounds helps.
It probably does. A little bit of beef on him.
And a bad screen. They call the foul on Romeo Weems.
Yeah, this big frame. I mean, he's able to take contact as a freshman. Step through and just play bully ball. And DePaul, they're not the tallest team, and outside of Paulicap, they're a pretty thin team as well. So when you look at Lewis and Garcia and John, they do have the strength, I think, to bully DePaul inside.
Here's Garcia on the block, working on Weems. Too strong off the window. Offensive rebound. Lewis got it. Actually hit his teammate right in the face. Finally cleared by Weems. Garcia got an elbow to the chops, courtesy of Justin Lewis.
A little friendly fire. And Lewis just needs to slow down. Sometimes you're in a hurry when you're in traffic. So you got to catch it, corral it, go back up.
Kobe Elvis. And that'll be an over-the-back called on Paulicap. So DePaul's gone into a funk, looking for some offense. Had a lead of 6 not that long ago. It's now a lead of just 1.
Again, you saw it was a nice set from Steve Wojciechowski on the last play. A little misdirection to get Garcia a post up. He just missed the jump hook. I still like the spirit of that thought, though, of trying to go inside. There's no question that the strength and the advantage lies on the interior for Marquette in this particular matchup.
Carton walled off. He'll try again. Lewis. Spin in the paint. Velvety. Gorgeous.
He's versatile as well. Can score inside and out. And this is their good front line combination with Garcia and Lewis. They are dangerous at the 4 and the 5. Marquette is.
Freeman Liberty back into the game. Dumps it down to Paulicap. And fantastic hustle. It's going to stay with the ball, but Symir Torrance earning the scholarship with the floor burn.
And sometimes you need a play that is the catalyst to change the energy of the game. And do you see everybody on the bench up, hooting and hollering? And you know Steve Wojciechowski loves it. Great dig, gets a hand on it, first to the floor. Even if you know you're not going to get it, that sets a tone. And when you're a bench player, Eric, you got to get just as excited about that than you do scoring. Because sometimes it's plays like that that'll get your minutes to go up more so than making shots.
Ray Salnave back into the game for DePaul. Salnave on the block, working on Carton, size advantage. Turn around, and it is Marquette basketball.
Yeah, DePaul needs Ray Salnave to start knocking down some shots at a higher clip. I mean, he's a capable shooter. At Monmouth, made 51 threes, shot 36% from 3, but so far he has really struggled with his jump shot. That'll help space the floor a little bit for guys like Charlie Moore.
Marquette on a 7-0 run. Carton got fouled. Reach in called on Salnave.
Pretty good matchup with Javon Freeman Liberty and DJ Carton. Freeman Liberty finished second in the Missouri Valley Conference Defensive Player of the Year voting a year ago. He is active, he's long, he speeds you up, he goes for steals. I think he's done a nice job on Carton.
Kobe McEwen back into the game for Marquette. Carton, McEwen, Kane, Garcia, and Lewis playing together. McEwen high steps, gets inside, and last touch by, I thought Lewis, but I guess he's going to get the basketball. Going to stay with Marquette somehow.
7 on the shot clock. Imagine it'll just get into a high ball screen action.
Shot clock at 3 from the elbow. Lewis to misfire. Freeman Liberty the other way. Pretty feed. Paulicap score the goal. Charlie Moore, his most impressive assist so far this evening.
No doubt about it. He's a talented passer. He averaged 6 assists a game last year. His assist numbers are down so far this season. But you just need more aggressive. That doesn't necessarily mean he's got to shoot, but he's got to play make.
Wow. Look at that wingspan for Freeman Liberty to force that turnover.
Well, how about the freshman off the bench, Eric? Justin Lewis showing you a little bit of everything. A little bit of bully ball, but also a little bit of a pretty floater from Justin Lewis.
Millions of kids nationwide are without their normal access to sports and play due to COVID-19. That's why Fox Sports and Good Sports are restoring play for kids in the programs that serve them through donations of brand new sports equipment. Text PLAY to the number on your screen to help keep kids in the game. Back and forth in Milwaukee. 17-16 is our count. 7:33 remaining in the first half. Marquette's won 2 consecutive games. DePaul looking for their first conference win of the season. Marquette has the basketball. 17 seconds to shoot.
And the big thing is DePaul's got to quit turning the ball over. And I think that starts with DJ Carton. He's got to be a little bit more rock solid with the rock and his decision making.
Theo John back into the game for Marquette. He replaces Dawson Garcia. And an offensive foul called on Marquette.
Been impressed with DePaul's energy defensively. They've done a nice job just being disruptive, making Marquette uncomfortable. And Ray Salnave kind of beats Kobe McEwen to the spot. Whenever that arm gets extended like McEwen's did, that left hand, it's almost an automatic whistle.
That's the rare offensive foul to set yourself up for the longest two-pointer you could possibly take.
Step back 19-footer.
Salnave over to Moore. Charlie Moore feeds Salnave. A little bit short. Greg Elliott back into the game, the rebound.
That's a good play from Moore, the right read, but it's the intelligent defense from Marquette, helping on the drive and making Ray Salnave knock down a jump shot. It's knowing your personnel defensively.
And Elliott shuffled the shoes. Turnover, Marquette, yet another one.
Marquette just can't find any rhythm, and it's hard, obviously, when you're turning the ball over at this kind of a clip here. It'd be nice if Marquette could take a page out of DePaul's playbook and use their defense to springboard their offense. Maybe force a turnover or two, string together some stops so you can get out and run in the open floor.
Well, DePaul trying to shake things up a bit. They bring in Courvoisier McCauley. First time he's played so far in our first half. He is a sniper. Good long-range shooter. First year as a Division I player. Spent the last couple of seasons playing Division II basketball.
Yeah, and usually one thing that'll definitely translate is just catch and shoot it. So they're hoping that McCauley can provide that as this season progresses.
Nick Ongenda also back into the game for DePaul. Ongenda working on the block against Theo John. That's a fair fight. Wow, another block shot by Ongenda, and John throws it off of Ongenda.
And that is hard to do, to be that quick off your feet to the apex of your jump to block a jump hook of the guy you're guarding. Look how quick Ongenda gets up and blocks Theo John's shot. That's pretty.
With the left hand. You've seen him block shots with both hands. Now it's Weems guarding it on Theo John, and another block shot on Ongenda. And another one on Ongenda. That's 4 here in our first half. Goodness. Transition 3. Bottom of the well. Welcome to the ball game, Courvoisier McCauley.
Again, you mentioned it. 43% three-point shooter a year ago at the Division II level. And his team was really good. They went 32-1.
Oh, my goodness. Carton answers with a 3 of his own.
Yeah, that's a big shot. Because one of the things that's been important is DePaul's gone under ball screens with Carton and played off of him. Carton's going to have to make DePaul pay for backing off him and knocking down some triples.
Inside, layup is good. Charlie Moore. That's an old-school Chicago Public League layup right there. The pride of Morgan Park, the former Mustang. DePaul's lead is 3. Final 5 minutes of our first half.
So watch, if this ball screen comes, they've been going under these screens. There he kind of slipped out of it, but get a clean look for Greg Elliott.
One and done. Moore, again, inside. A half hook this time, goes begging.
So I think Marquette needs to push it. 5-on-4, find an easy one.
And Moore still hasn't made it. There he is finally on the defensive half of the court. And he's back just in time to block the shot. I think that was Charlie Moore who blocked the shot. Moore is 5'11", and at that rejection. Ongenda. Work in progress on the offensive side.
Yeah, unless it's a lob to the rim, he's still finding his way to score the basketball. But you can see the potential defensively. I mean, he is really disruptive inside. John's got to take it right at him. You're the stronger player. Back him down.
Nice patience. Jamal Kane.
Yeah, when you're under control in the paint, oftentimes you can pivot your way into options. That was a good job of that.
DePaul playing keep away. Long 3. Charlie Moore, the misfire. One and done, rebounded Justin Lewis.
And if I'm Marquette, I probe here a little bit, see what you can get.
Elliott walled off. Carton. And he's fouled. Shots missed, but he's going to have 3 free throws.
Well, it's a block party at Fiserv Forum, and it's hosted by Nick Ongenda. Not 1, but 2 blocks defending the rim. And how about the little guy, Charlie Moore, getting in the action? I love it.
.317 remaining in our first half. DePaul has a 22-21 lead against Marquette, but that is in doubt. DJ Carton just a moment ago was fouled while shooting a 3.
Charlie Moore just, you got to allow the shooter to land. Just enough contact to get Carton to the deck. So a mental mistake from DePaul.
So DJ Carton, who is 74% free thrower, will have 3 free throws to give Marquette the lead.
Neither team offensively has found a ton of rhythm. I think DePaul's dug in a little bit more and just been more disruptive on that end of the floor. Have 4 block shots as a team, got 5 steals as a team. They're utilizing their length and athleticism to get Marquette uncomfortable.
DJ Carton from Bettendorf, Iowa, hard along the Mississippi River. Former Mr. Basketball in the state of Iowa. How about Nick Ongenda? Sophomore's got 4 block shots in the first half.
4 block shots in just 8 minutes. And he has really come in and made an impact. Again, you watch him play and you see him live. He is long. He is bouncy. He gets to the apex of his jump in a hurry. Man, once that guy just puts a little strength on his frame, look out.
All 3 free throws made by Carton, and Marquette leads by a pair. Kobe Elvis working against Symir Torrance. Not much there.
Job by Torrance pressuring Elvis and making things tough entering offense.
Elvis now comes off the screen, sets up Freeman Liberty. Shot is short, offensive rebound on Genda. DePaul playing without their leader, Charlie Moore, right now. Ongenda faces up. Oh my goodness, score and a foul. That didn't look promising to begin with, but Ongenda, some stick-to-itiveness, a chance for a 3-point play.
Against one of the better post defenders in the Big East Conference. Again, looked like the door was shut, but did a good job going right into the body. So what you got to do against a shot blocker, and John's number 2 all-time in Marquette history, just goes right up. That's a tough call. Ooh, it's a tough one.
Ongenda can't convert the 3-point play, so we're tied at 24. It's been a low-scoring first half. DePaul shooting 38%. Marquette just 30% from the field. Dawson Garcia. Torrance.
Good play from Garcia, though. Under control, just a little isolation. Left-handed player driving left and got a good kick out.
Elvis off the window. DePaul back on top.
This kid just is fearless. He plays with a level of comfort. Sometimes you can tell freshmen, their mind is going a million miles an hour. Elvis is comfortable and cool out on the floor.
And John took an extra step. That was influenced by Ongenda.
He averaged 26 points per game in high school, did Kobe Elvis. And he's come in and played with a level of confidence that is impressive. That's over the shot blocker of Theo John. Kobe Elvis, they clearly trust this young dude quite a bit. He's handling the basketball and entering offense.
Coming up on the Jeep halftime report, you got Villanova doing it and doing it and doing it well. Oh, the Jayhawks continue to stub their toe. And we got an upset to tell you about in the ACC. Kevin Burkhardt and the coach, Steve Lavin. Bring it to you. Jeep halftime report when we get there. Good job by Garcia to influence that miss by Darius Hall. Lewis along the baseline. Carton, a lefty three. Out of bounds as it creeps on top of the stanchion.
Looks like Carton was fading a little bit as that shot was going up, left it short. I still think Marquette is best served to play through their front court players in the post or even drives with Justin Lewis at the elbow. I think that's been their best source of offense.
Elvis sets up Freeman Liberty. Bottom of the well. Second three-pointer for the junior.
It's a heck of a read from Kobe Elvis, seeing the opposite side of the floor, and that was a perfect pass, hitting Freeman Liberty right where he could go up and knock it down.
Freeman Liberty is 2 out of 3 from behind the arc so far in this ball game. Had made just 5 three-pointers all season before this one. Loose. Torrance picks it up. Marquette will reset. Shot clock down to 5. Carton nowhere to go. Would have been foul money. That was a disastrous offensive possession for Marquette. And DePaul wants a timeout. 31 seconds remaining here in our first half. They want to get a good offensive possession.
Well, how about Kobe Elvis understanding and reading and reacting as the defense collapsed? Check the opposite side of the floor for Freeman Liberty.
DePaul's got a 5-point lead in possession of the basketball with 31 ticks remaining in our first half. How about Kobe Elvis, freshman from Ontario, maybe figuring things out. Most recent game, Tuesday against Butler, he had 12 points off the bench. He's got 5 points, and it's been a real spark in the first half for DePaul.
And sometimes young players, when you have adjectives like, fearless and confident, sometimes you got to rein them in a little bit. What I like about Kobe Elvis is he possesses those qualities, but yet he doesn't force it. He lets the game come to him, which is rare in a young player.
DePaul going to finish off this first half playing without Charlie Moore. Moore's only got 4 points so far in the first half. Elvis takes a glance up at the shot clock. It's zipped down to 4. Elvis going to have to fire. Back of the iron, rebounded by Garcia. Stolen away. Hall. And he's fouled with less than a second remaining in the half. Darius Hall with some hustle got himself a foul and will go to the free throw line.
That play's kind of a microcosm of the whole half, right? Marquette just been a little bit sloppy, and DePaul's been a little bit more scrappy and disruptive, blocking shots, forcing turnovers. And Darius Hall draws the foul. He's played well so far this season. He's was 1 for 14 from 3 all year last season. He's already knocked down 3 threes on the year and made his way into the starting lineup.
Marquette brings Theo John in just in case there's a missed free throw. They want to make sure that they grab that and don't allow DePaul an opportunity to tip it through. All for naught. 6-point lead for DePaul as we have reached intermission. How about the DePaul Blue Demons? In a season where they're having a hard time getting started, they finally have a halftime lead in a Big East Conference game. They head into that locker room feeling good about themselves as they lead the Marquette Golden Eagles in search of their first conference win of the year. Stay tuned for the Jeep halftime report. After the break, we've got Kevin Burkhardt and Steve Lavin standing by. Fantastic history over the years with Marquette basketball. Al McGuire leading Marquette to the championship back in 1977. Getting ready to start our second half. Let's talk about what we've seen so far through the first 20 minutes.
Well, DePaul, their energy and activity on defense was outstanding. You see just guys being disruptive, blocking shots in the passing lanes, making life difficult for Marquette, whether they're on the perimeter or around the rim. DePaul forced 10 turnovers and held Marquette to 28% shooting from the floor.
Take a look at our first half stats, sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Well, to me, when you look at the stats, the 10 turnovers for Marquette, that's in all reality the difference in the game. And Marquette's got to handle the basketball. But the other thing, if I'm Steve Wojciechowski, you cannot allow yourself to get beat in points in the paint. In the first half, it was DePaul that owned the interior, and that has to be a role reversal. Marquette has to dominate the interior, because that guy right there, Nick Ongenda, made life difficult around the rim. 4 blocks for him in that first half. But Garcia, John, Lewis, it's got to be a steady diet of those 3 guys getting touches in a variety of spots.
Ongenda doesn't start, but he played the majority of the minutes in the first half. He played 11 out of the 20. So DePaul starts with the basketball and a 6-point lead. Let's see if they can stand prosperity. This is the first time they have led beginning a second half in a Big East Conference game this season.
For DePaul, you just got to keep the energy up on defense, and you also have to keep taking care of the basketball. DePaul was solid with the rock, which is always important on the road.
Top of the key, clean look, shot is missed, rebounded, Pauly cap. See if DePaul can get Romeo Weems involved. Weems played 16 minutes, only attempted 1 shot, and he missed it. This is the guy who averages 10 points per ball game. Garcia, no. Follow, yes. Theo John.
That's where this game's going to get won for Marquette, as I see it. Those big boys inside have to flex their muscles and dominate this game on the glass, scoring in the paint.
Marquette, last game they won a week ago at St. John's. They had a game midweek that was postponed. They were supposed to play Georgetown. So maybe a bit of rust for Marquette. 1 and done, rebounded in traffic by John.
I don't think there's any question that DePaul's just played harder. They played with more energy. You know, that's the first thing that needs to change for Marquette for the second half.
And the ball just ripped away. Garcia lost it on the run out. Hall, and an offensive foul. Oh, tough break for DePaul. Darius Hall called for the violation.
It's a big play for Kobe McEwen. Just sprinting back. You got to do all you can to try and get momentum onto your side. And look at McEwen, sets his feet.
Ooh.
Those are always tough calls. It looked like Hall was kind of sliding to the right, but McEwen was set.
So Marquette's got the basketball back. Carton keeps the dribble alive.
Just a stagnant possession, not a lot of movement.
Oh my goodness. Fires it up there with 1 second on the shot clock. That was a whole bunch of nothing for Marquette. Here's Weems, finally in the scoring column.
Well, and it's a good point, Eric. I mean, in all reality, DePaul's ahead, and Weems just finally scored. Charlie Moore's only got 4 points. It's been the complementary players that have really led the way so far for DePaul.
McEwen. McEwen made a couple of threes back in the first half. Moore. Freeman Liberty, everything but down, snapped down by McEwen.
I just think the ball's got to go inside. You got to play inside out. Get your bigs touches.
Kane. Behind the defense, and it's missed to Weems, but it stays with DePaul. Moore. All the way to the cup.
Boy, Theo John's got to step up and shut the door. At least go contest it. I think John was expecting the dump down, and he stayed attached to his man instead of doing what he does best, and that's block shots. And Mr. Charlie Moore coming all the way down Broadway. Nobody steps up, so he puts it up off the window. How about the Blue Demons in Milwaukee? Look at Brady's resume. It's just ridiculous.
After the timeout called by Marquette, Golden Eagles have the basketball. Down by 8. And McEwen traveled. Turnovers continue to be an issue. That's number 12.
And some of them have been forced and some been unforced. I mean, that's just a kick out. You got to make sure you don't get happy feet. And there's no question Marquette just hasn't been able to find any rhythm because they've just constantly been turning the ball over.
Marquette made a change. They brought in Justin Lewis. This is a quick turn on the floor for him here in the second half. He replaces Theo John. And a foul is called on Marquette.
I'd have to imagine Steve Wojciechowski was not happy about that last drive to the rim by Charlie Moore. Theo John did not slide over, contest, or block the shot and gave up an easy layup. A little bit of message sent, I think. And the reality is you need offense, and Justin Lewis can provide that.
Also into the game for Marquette, Greg Elliott. Freeman Liberty. Beautiful floater. Learned that one from his uncle Marcus Liberty.
And again, DePaul's able to turn the corner and get all the way into the lane unimpeded. And nobody there to step up, meet the ball handler. Those are just easy shots for the backcourt players for DePaul.
Largest deficit of the day for Marquette. Down 10. Elliott. Beautiful moon ball right along the baseline.
But where did it start? It started with a post touch. Yeah, it started with a post up. You drew help. You skipped it opposite. You got an extra pass, and you get the defense scrambling. So again, a steady diet of in the post is where Marquette needs to go.
Straight on look, Moore. One-handed rebound, Freeman Liberty, and he'll earn 2 free throws. So we'll have free throws for Freeman Liberty when we come back. This kid, man, he's got talent. Just dripping with ability. He'll be at the free throw line when we return. Welcome back to Big East Basketball, sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Jeep, there's only one. DePaul feeling good about themselves. They lead by 8 with free throws pending. Maybe a bit of a wrinkle. Maybe some slight concern. Nick Ongenda, who was so influential defensively in the first half. We haven't seen him here in the second half do anything except for ride on the stationary bike. Don't know what that's all about.
Well, you hope it's just he's trying to stay warm, stay loose. Sometimes it can be challenging if you sit on that sideline and tighten up a little bit, but this dude has responded. I mean, look at those numbers. Struggled against Butler, as did everybody. It was just a rough day for DePaul. But tonight, Javon Freeman Liberty has done a nice job scoring the ball, but he's also done a good job defensively in guarding DJ Carton. He's made life tough for him handling the ball.
Freeman Liberty played high school ball in the city of Chicago. He went to Whitney Young, played for the Dolphins. He's got a long way to go if he ever wants to be the best DePaul basketball player to come out of Whitney Young. That is the school that spawned Quentin Richardson.
Oh, boy.
Quentin put this program back on the map in the late 90s after a period of a little bit of malaise. Ended up being a real solid pro as well. And pressure in the backcourt. And what do we got? A foul called on Freeman Liberty. Oh, that's a bailout. Marquette was hoping for a timeout at worst.
That's always tough. You're supposed to allow the offensive players space to be able to pivot. Yeah, he's in this, they call it the cylinder of verticality. That seems just like a bailout to me, but the way the rule is written, it's the right call, I suppose.
Good news, you see Nick Ongenda back in the game. First time we've seen him here in the second half. Theo John also back in for Marquette. Ongenda the block, but a whistle and a foul. It's Greg Elliott who hits the deck. He's pretty tough. Detroit kid. Tougher than Walrus Gristle.
Well,
ooh, he got the neck snap back.
I'm going to be a broken record, though, Eric. Post touch. Start with a post touch. You get a basket cut. You got to collapse the defense and get the ball to the paint one way or another, whether it's via the drive or via the post up. Good things happen when that's the case. And so far, I think every time there's been a legitimate post-up, I think Marquette's gotten a pretty good, clean look.
Now, before that free throw by Elliott, the only other free throws attempted by the Golden Eagles were by DJ Carton when he got fouled shooting a three-pointer in the first half. That's it. 3 free throws in the first half for Marquette playing at home.
Well, I think that speaks to what we're talking about, is just a lack of aggression of attacking the paint. That's where you draw fouls is in the paint. You know, whether it's posting up or driving it. And Marquette just hasn't been aggressive enough to get to the foul line. It's like a little 2-3 zone, just trying to change the complexion of this game.
Kobe Elvis into the game. Misfires with the left hand.
Dave Lato kind of shrugs. Didn't really love that look from Kobe Elvis.
McEwen into the paint. Extra pass fumbled away by John.
That's got to be a lob to the rim. If it's a chest pass, the defenders can get it.
Mid-ranger misfired. Freeman Liberty. One and done. Another rebound, McEwen. Symir Torrance into the game. Lewis had it knocked away. And it's going to be Marquette basketball. DePaul has led by as many as 10.
The one luxury that Steve Wojciechowski does have is he's got guys that can spark you off the bench, and they're on the floor right now. Greg Elliott, Justin Lewis, those two guys can make a difference.
Elliott up and down. 4 quickies off the pine for Elliott.
So important if your starters are flat to have somebody you can come off the bench with that can score, and Marquette's got 2 of those guys. And Elliott played really well against St. John's on the road and got a deflection.
Good job by the freshman. Justin Lewis, first man down on the floor, and he grabs the basketball. Not only grabbed the basketball, but he's able to call a timeout to secure the possession. So don't go to sleep right now. The Marquette Golden Eagles, they're still hungry.
Slowly changing the momentum.
It's been a long time since DePaul won in Milwaukee. Last time they did it was close to 5 years ago. We're taking you back to 2016. Billy Garrett Jr., what a fantastic name. Really good player at DePaul. He had 14 points, including a 3-point play in the final seconds of the game. And DePaul won at Marquette. It's been that long, 5 years. Life on the road has been difficult for DePaul in recent seasons. 14 straight Big East road games they've lost. Last time they won a Big East road game in Cincinnati against Xavier 2 years ago.
Certainly have had their fair share of issues when they've traveled outside of Chicago. And these are these moments, though, where you've played well, but all of a sudden the momentum and the energy is starting to kind of shift towards Marquette. See if DePaul can answer.
Coming off a screen, Elliott from the corner. And Theo John got tangled up with Ongenda. And Ongenda gets called for the foul.
See, Steve Wojciechowski tried to dial up a set play for the hot hand. Greg Elliott didn't get it to go down.
And this is going to be reviewed.
My guess is they're maybe looking at a hook and hold. That's been a point of emphasis. See if maybe there is a hook and hold here. Take a look at the bottom right of your screen. Leon Genda's got that arm locked in. Tough to tell. Yeah, they've tried to rid this a little bit. I always think of that, remember the Kevin Love dislocated shoulder in the playoffs? Yeah, that was kind of a similar sort of situation. It can be dangerous when you're holding the guy down and ripping down as they're trying to jump up. They're just trying to do whatever they can to take any sort of dangerous play out of the game.
Now, the call on the floor was a foul on Ongenda, so we shall see if that stands. While we have a moment, want to remind you that the NFL playoffs continuing tomorrow. Well, let's take a look at the Big East Conference standings. Let's do that. Villanova continues to be perfect, Nick, in conference play.
Well, and how about they didn't play a game from December 23rd to January 19th, and they've hit the ground running, all things considered. Beat Seton Hall, beat Providence today. That's not easy. I mean, you're talking about a month where you're not able to play 5-on-5, you're not able to practice, and you can lose your conditioning fast, you can lose your timing fast. And so for Jay Wright's squad to step up the way they have after their COVID pause is impressive.
Well, this is what we saw earlier today. Creighton back to their winning ways. They took down UConn, snapped a short 2-game losing streak, which is a story in itself when you're talking about the Blue Jays program.
Yeah, and that coincided with Marcus Zagorowski with a bum hamstring. He was out in their loss on the road against Butler, but he did play against Providence earlier this week, but he was really good in the second half of the game today against UConn. But, you know, let's see what the call is going to be. Again, look at the bottom, or 14, number 4, if there's a little bit of a hook and hold. Be interesting to see what they call here. They're just going to keep it as it was called. Foul on Ongenda.
Yep. So Marquette has the basketball, down by 6. Worm's starting to turn a little bit. Marquette getting momentum back.
Good defense.
Lewis. Shot clock down to 4, has to fire. And it's rebounded by Elvis.
Excellent job guarding the ball, both by Freeman Liberty and Weems. That was nice.
Weems. He's been quiet all evening long. Just 2 points in 21 minutes. Loose run down by Moore. So Marquette gives it right back to the ball.
DePaul's best offense is when they've driven the ball into the paint, but it's hard to do against a zone.
Moore.
Well, you can't ask for a better look than that for your top gun.
Blocked away on Ongenda. That's block number 5. And it's last touch by who? Marquette. DePaul basketball.
Unbelievable. Block number 5. Hey, look at him. Just waiting.
Oh, my goodness. That's a bad idea, Samir Torrance.
Ongenda has absolutely put his fingerprints all over this game by putting his fingerprints on the basketball every time. Marquette has tried to attack him around the rim. And, you know, block shots are a lot like dunks to me. They're momentum-changing plays. And it gets everyone fired up. It takes the confidence and the spirit away from your opponent.
Carton and Garcia back into the game for Marquette. Moore. Man, Charlie Moore continues to struggle. Has not made a 3 so far in today's ball game. He's 0 for 5.
Weems got a good look. Moore's gotten 2 good looks from 3. Could have really extended this thing if you're DePaul.
Garcia. Neither side shooting a good ball. Freeman Liberty. That's been his game. Oh! Did they call an offensive foul? No. Score the goal. And a foul. I saw the official heading the other way, and I thought that maybe it was an offensive foul.
What a take. Little rake on the arm from Cody McEwen behind. And you said it. His game today has been putting pressure on the defense, getting downhill, getting in the lane. He's hit a couple of nice little floaters. I tell you, he is an impact transfer for DePaul.
First 2 years at Valparaiso.
Don't you think the rest of the Missouri Valley Conference, when they saw that news,
see ya.
They said, wait, oh, hold on. Freeman Liberty, he's not in the Valley anymore?
Can we pay for his bus ticket out of town? How can we help? DePaul's lead is 9. High water mark has been 10. That was earlier in the second half. Marquette sitting on 32 points, closing in at a 12-minute mark in the second half.
And it felt like a run was coming from Marquette, and it halted a little bit.
Marquette averages 73 points per ball game. They're going to have to work real hard to get to that number.
A lot of settling of perimeter jump shots right now for Marquette.
Ray Salnave into the game for DePaul. This is Salnave. Over to Elvis. Oh, man, tough chance. He was right along that baseline and still found an angle to get it through.
That's not an easy shot. A little short corner, one-hand floater. But these Blue Demon guards have really done a good job attacking the paint. That's what Marquette needs to do. They need to get the ball inside.
Marquette down 11, largest deficit of the ball game. Carton.
Marquette now 5 of 19 from 3.
Pro hop, score the goal. Darius Hall.
You said it. That's not a Euro step. That is a full-fledged crow hop right there. That was covering a lot of real estate.
He got called for an offensive foul in the first half, and he learned his lesson.
Evaded the help defense. That was nice.
Marquette all of a sudden in trouble. Down to Baker's dozen. The senior McEwen says enough is enough. Calls his own number.
That's what Marquette needs to do. Stop settling for jump shots. I'm fine with open threes, but I think a paint touch has to come first.
Freeman, Liberty. Loose, gets his own miss off the window, can't hit it. Missed opportunity for DePaul. Carton. DJ Carton, like oxygen, much needed for Marquette.
No question about that. That was probably a no, yes shot from Steve Wojciechowski. The reality is, DePaul has dared Carton to knock down jump shots. Carton there finally made him pay.
Hall hands it off. Salnave. Wow. Line drive. Up and down. Salnave's first field goal.
Salnave doesn't get a lot of arch on his shot. That's a big one as it answers a triple.
McEwen, a three. And with bodies flying, a whistle and a foul called on Theo John.
Well, it's been all hands on deck for the DePaul Blue Demons, and the freshman Kobe Elvis, a tough little floater along the baseline. And then how about Darius Hall? Ooh, beautiful crow hop, right? Nice.
Walking. Two age-old rivalries going to work. It's been a defensive battle. Marquette normally shoots 45% from the field, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
But tonight, way off that mark net.
Yeah, DePaul has been outstanding on that end of the floor. It just made Marquette uncomfortable, turned the Golden Eagles over, and they've done what they've been doing, defending the three-point line. And that's a big part of what you got to do nowadays in basketball, and DePaul has done that in the one bright spot so far for their season.
Charlie Moore back into the game for DePaul, and he immediately throws it away. DJ Carton, some left-handed thunder.
Let's see if Marquette can kind of ratchet up the energy a little bit. Something that you haven't seen is Marquette come with some pressure to try and jumpstart your energy. Sometimes you got to manufacture it if you're a coach.
DePaul looking for their first conference win of the year. Salnave. Hall. And he shuffled the shoes. Back-to-back turnovers for DePaul.
You see Dave Lato told Darius Hall, just slow down. Just slow down. Sometimes you're in such a hurry to make a play. And that pass was maybe a half a tick late, and that sometimes gets you sped up because you were open for a second.
Garcia's had a slow game. Gets it down to John, and Theo John converts in the post.
I just don't think DePaul can guard Marquette's frontline guys in the post.
Gotta like the gumption, don't like the result if you're DePaul. Elvis with the misfire, but a rebound by Salnave. Clean look, Moore. Much needed. Oh, Charlie Moore, the senior. DePaul was limping. Lead back up to 9.
We'll see where Marquette wants to go with the rock.
And McEwen is fouled by Hall.
Tough one. I think it's just an inadvertent trip.
Only player on either side and with more than 2 fouls is that man, number 25 for Marquette. McEwen's got 3 fouls. He's the only one in even any form of foul trouble.
Well, and if you're Marquette, it obviously hasn't been your day, but you're right there. There's a lot of game left.
DJ Carton. Beautiful teardrop. Offense coming a little bit easier for Marquette. Oh, great hustle, McEwen. Play of the day. Leads to the dunk for Carton. That's how you play some basketball.
Wow. Hey, Eric, you can watch basketball all day and not see a better hustle play than that one. And not only is it a hustle play, it's much needed when your team is flat. Starts with a deflection, first to the floor, gets it, floor burns, I don't care. DJ Carton rocking the rim. Everybody got a game.
Well, Welcome back, everyone. Big East basketball sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Jeep, there's only one. We've got ourselves a ball game. Marquette using hustle and grit to get back into this one.
Momentum starting to shift, and it's shifting because all of a sudden Marquette is just playing harder. And they're attacking the rim. You see the stealing the layup, little high-low for Mr. Theo John, and then the hustle play of the day. Hey, that's incredible. And it ends in a layup. Big time. And look at that. Look at the energy and the emotion. And we were just talking, if Marquette comes back to win this game, that's going to be the turning point right there.
Now pressure in the backcourt. Looks like it caught DePaul by surprise. Now they break it. They cross the timeline. And a foul before the shot on the floor.
Job by Javon Freeman Liberty.
Ooh, if they called that on McEwen, that's number 4. It is indeed on McEwen. Tough. And that could be a turning point in itself. You keep him on the floor, Coach Ba.
I would. They're going to see Wojciechowski obviously feels different. I just think at this point, you got to keep the energy up, and he's provided it.
And the ball is loose. And Kane keeps it in play, and Marquette's got it.
Hustle plays all of a sudden now all going towards Marquette.
Dawson Garcia. Symir Torrance back into the game. Marquette down 5. Corner look, Torrance found money. Symir Torrance, just his 4th three-pointer of the season.
Boy, you said it. You talk about confidence in ball movement. Just oftentimes that extra pass leads to higher percentage shots, even for guys that can't shoot it great.
DePaul limping. Not even looking at the basket right now. And shot clock's down to 9. On Genda. At his pocket pick. Blocked from behind by John. Wonderful defense played by Marquette.
Well, all of a sudden, just a fire has been lit under the Golden Eagles. Just look like a different team right now.
Marquette was down by 13 at the 11-18 mark of our second half. They've got a chance to tie or take the lead. Torrance looking for 2 in a row. Cleared by Hall. DePaul needs something. And forcing the issue, Charlie Moore, and he earns a trip to the free throw line.
Well, the hustle plays have gone towards Marquette, and it's made a difference. Good job by Jamal Kane, the save. Carton ends up tracking it down and ends in an extra pass triple for Symir Torrance. But it all started with the hustle play on the front end.
Well, Charlie Moore, senior, at the free throw line. First time at the stripe tonight, 10 of 15 on the year.
Yeah, he hasn't shot it well. He's 4-12 from the floor, 1 for 6 from 3. But I've liked all his looks. I think he's gotten good, clean looks. I think he's had a good level of aggression. And sometimes getting a line, seeing a couple go down. You can exhale a little bit. Hoping Mr. Moore has a solid final 6 minutes if you're DePaul.
2 important free throws for Moore. He'll grab a blow.
Again, this was what couldn't happen a year ago. Just these little moments where Charlie Moore had to go to the whole rest of the game, but just getting a little 2-minute break makes a huge difference to finish the game strong.
Elvis, Polycap, and Weems come back into the game for DePaul. This is Kane. Last touch by DePaul.
Good job by Justin Lewis, just putting pressure on the rebounders to block out, and sometimes just going there and being physical, you'll get a dead ball rebound in your favor.
Marquette playing right now without McEwen, sitting with 4 fouls. Freshman Lewis.
job by Elvis, digging on the post.
Shot clock to 2. Corner 3. Yes! It's good. Bottom of the well, Jamal Cain.
An excellent assist as well. And Cain delivers.
Thought there may be some panic. There wasn't.
He always got to have poise at the end of the shot clock.
Freeman Liberty. Elvis. He doesn't look scared.
And no Charlie Moore.
Shot clock's at 1. Oh, with the left hand. Salnave. His biggest shot is a blue demon. Hanging in the air and hits it with his offhand off the window.
That is all strength. That's a huge bucket.
3-point ball game. Freshman Garcia. The dump down to the other freshman, Lewis. With the left hand. Rolls it in. It circles the circumference. It's a 1-point game.
But the reason there's so much space in the paint is because the high-low pass came from Garcia, and he can shoot it. So you have to get out there on him. So there's a lot of room inside for Justin Lewis to operate.
We've got an official timeout. Not sure what this is all about. I didn't see either side call a timeout, but the officials look to be discussing something.
Boy, did this game get good. A little high-low action, big to big. Garcia, you got to guard him all the way out there. So see all that space. The defense is collapsing too late as he's able to get to that lefty jump hook. Boy, Ray Salnave. Yet when he, oh my goodness, was at Monmouth, he hit a lot of big shots late in games. He's a guy that is fearless and confident as well, even though he hasn't shot it great this season. It's a tough shot at the end of the clock.
All right, we're all good to go. It's DePaul basketball. They lead by just a point. Freeman Liberty, coast to coast, now gives it up.
Good job. Sometimes you want to probe a little bit when you break the pressure, see if you can land into one, but if you don't have it, run some offense.
DePaul still playing without Charlie Moore. Marquette still playing without Kobe McEwen. And that bullet pass was wide of the mark. Salnave throws it away.
Salnave wanted Elvis to cut to the basket, and Elvis was kind of fading to the corner.
And McEwen didn't get to the scorer's table in time. That's a Cardinal sin.
Got to get there.
We've gone under 4 minutes to play. 1-point game in Milwaukee. Torrance. Cain. Got it! Second triple for Cain in the last couple of minutes.
Boy, how about the senior? And how about the response from Marquette?
Wasn't that long ago, Marquette was down 13. They now lead by a pair. 3.5 remaining. And a foul called on Lewis. Raising some Cain in Milwaukee.
What time is it? It's Jamal Cain time. And it's all off a good ball movement. Penetration kick, Cain, splash, and then how about Symir Torrance? Piece of the paint, kick out. Let it rain in Milwaukee. We got a good finish brewing here in the Big East.
Welcome back, everyone. 3:32 remaining in our second half. The Marquette Golden Eagles down by 13 at one point. They've stormed all the way back. They lead by a deuce with Nick Baum, Eric Collins. Marquette, they have shot 50% right on the nose here in the second half to get up to 38.2 for the game. Take a look at your game reset. Something of note. DePaul is in the bonus. Marquette's already committed 7 fouls, so DePaul is in the bonus should they get fouled, which is right now, it's going to be a 1-and-1. So Paulie Camp, 61% at the line, will shoot 1 and the bonus. And it's loose. Still loose. Ooh, that's a kick.
We'll call it kick on
It
Romeo
went off
Weems.
his foot. It went off Weems' foot, but that was not a kick in my eyes.
Yeah, it looked like it just... But the official was on it. And look at it, it was pinballing around, and Weems, number 1, going to come into the picture.
I don't think he did, but it looked like it in second blush.
Well, something be interesting we were talking about. Dave Lato sat Charlie Moore for 2 minutes in the hopes of keeping him fresh. We'll see how fresh Moore is.
DJ Carton. Shot doesn't fall, but he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line.
Good job by Carton, turning the corner, hitting that seam. See Weems vacate. Moore. He's got a shooter in the corner, and Jamal Cain, who's knocked down 2 threes, so you're a little reluctant to help. And Carton's able to draw the foul.
Marquette has not missed a free throw. They've only attempted 5, but they're 5 for 5. Carton is 3 for 3 himself. We should note that Kobe McEwen has come back into the game. Symir Torrance actually replaces McEwen right now. I think this is an offense for defense type of thing. They're trying to protect McEwen.
Yeah.
He's got 4 fouls.
And there's Symir Torrance has really, he knocked down a big 3, had a good assist. Those are 2 big missed free throws there. But Torrance has actually done some good things here in crunch time. So I like Freeman Liberty driving the ball, but your stud is Charlie Moore. My guess is they're going to try and free up Moore, let him do his thing.
DePaul down a pair. Final 3 minutes. Freeman Liberty. Pass is too strong. Paulie Kemp still loose. Freeman Liberty gets the roll. Tie ball game.
He just has a knack for finding loose change. You know, the ball always seems to end up in his hands. And he's done a good job putting pressure on the defense.
Torrance. Here's Lewis. Nothing there. Torrance.
Job by Ray Salnave, understanding who he was guarding in Symir Torrance. So he helps out on Justin Lewis, forces the kick out, and you get the miss.
Freeman Liberty, a whistle. He ended up passing, so this will be a regular foul, meaning a 1-and-1 for Freeman Liberty.
Freeman Liberty's done a good job attacking the basket here. Tried to get it to Polycap and just collects the loose change and finishes. Big basket. Now he's at the line for 2 big free throws.
I think it's just going to be a 1-and-1. Yeah, he was in the act of shooting, or he was passing the basketball, and not double bonus yet. So this is a 1-and-1. No worries. He'll get another.
And now Symir Torrance off the floor, Kobe McEwen on the floor. So if you're Ray Salnave or a DePaul Blue Demon, you have to know who you're guarding. It's going to be a little bit more challenging to help. So Justin Lewis, any Marquette Golden Eagle gets the ball into the paint, there's going to be more space because McEwen's on the floor now.
This Freeman Liberty kid is nails. Hits 2, DePaul back up a pair. Carton, Kane, McEwen, Garcia, John playing together for Marquette.
Job by Freeman Liberty, tried to backdoor him and he took it away.
Here's McEwen along the baseline, walled off. Shot clock's at 5. And what do we have? It's a tie-up. It's a tie-up.
Boy, DePaul was so active on that possession, shutting off driving lanes, getting into the gap. Watch Weems going to come in with 2 hands. I think if it's 1 hand, it might be a foul, but he comes in with 2 to tie up the ball handler. So 5 on the clock.
Possession arrow keeps it with Marquette.
Watch a handoff.
Uh-oh. John's got to do something. Oh, a grenade. It's a McEwen. Pass late in the shot clock. McEwen can't hit it. Here comes DePaul. Already leading by a deuce. And a whistle and a foul. Goaltend. A goaltend. Score the goal. No foul, but give the deuce to Moore.
Taking a look at it, Moore came attacking hard. Check out Theo John. It might have hit the glass first. It did, and that's an automatic goaltend. Good call by the official. So Moore's layup hits the backboard first, and then John blocks it. Big sequence there. Now DePaul up 4.
So DePaul looked like they were going to spit the bit. They had a 13-point lead. They gave it all away. They were down a pair, but now they've got the lead back, and they're up by 4. 2-possession ball game.
Got to be able to guard your man. If if you're DePaul right now.
Carton! He's hit some big shots this year. Misfires there. Ahead of the pack. Polycap is fouled by John. So Polycap to the free throw line.
Boy, little things. Marquette off of a missed three. Doesn't sprint back in transition, and Polycap's able to beat everyone down the floor.
Gutsy pass by Moore to force the issue.
No question about it. You got to have great trust in your big man in that spot to not only catch it, but then at the very least end up at the free throw line.
With that last foul by Marquette, that's now 9 team fouls. The next one they commit will put DePaul into the double bonus. So they'll no longer be dealing with a 1-and-1 situation. They'll always have 2 free throws every time they're fouled. Makes a difference. Polycap misses a pair.
Good block out from Garcia.
Marquette has just 1 timeout remaining. McEwen's got to be careful, playing with 4 fouls. Carton. That's off the face of McEwen. It should be DePaul ball.
Boy, just shot selection and poise. Carton, and there's a whole minute left. I mean, you don't need to shoot a step-back 3 in that spot. Keep on putting pressure on the defense. We're going to check, see who this is out on. The last 2 possessions, the execution's not been great for Marquette.
And McEwen is taken off the court, playing with 4 fouls in case this becomes a situation where they need to commit a foul. You can't have McEwen out there, so he is cooling his heels. Ooh, bullet pass somehow corralled by Elvis. And DePaul breaks the pressure. Freeman Liberty over to Moore, and DePaul's bleeding clock. And a reach-in foul on Torrance will send Moore to the line, shooting 2 times.
Well, DePaul looked like they were close to a few close turnovers in the backcourt there, but good poise then once they broke the pressure. And Marquette elects to extend the game here. And they're going to play the free throw game.
So Moore at the stripe. 2 for 2 this afternoon. Polycap back in defensively for DePaul.
Still a lot of game left, and it's going to be a 2-possession game for Marquette, so you don't have to necessarily go into desperation chuck 3 mode. You can go get a 2, set your press.
Quality free throws by Moore, and the lead is 6. Carton taking a lot of time. And contact. That's the 7th team foul on DePaul, and Carton will go to the line and shoot a 1-and-1.
Boy, big mental mistake from Darius Hall. Now is not the time to come off your man and try to go for a steal. And now is the time to be solid and keep everybody in front of you. Because the one thing you didn't want to have happen was give up a wide open 3 or foul. I think it was Dave Lato's telling him right there. The clock stops, and you send DJ Carton to the line, who's a pretty good free throw shooter.
Missed a pair not that long ago. Much needed roll for Carton.
Ray Salnave's got quite a task on his hands here. He's one-on-one block out with Dawson Garcia.
6'3" on 6'11".
Doesn't matter.
4-point game. And Moore fouled in the backcourt by Kane. Will come the other way. Moore made a pair just a moment ago.
See, if I'm Marquette, go trap and get the ball. Make someone else make a free throw. I mean, you got a little bit of time to work with too, with 33 seconds left. Go trap Charlie Moore, make him give it up, and make someone else knock down free throws.
And Nick, the elephant in the room, this is a very important game for Marquette. 8-6 on the year, 4-4 in Big East play. Obviously, they've got big dreams. This will be a tough home loss against the DePaul team that is winless in the Big East.
Yeah, no question about it. This is a game that when you start peeking ahead and thinking about your resume for March, it's a big one for Marquette. I think our own Mike DeCourcy had him as a 10 seed right now. So certainly an important 33 seconds, but DePaul doesn't care about that. They're trying to get their first conference win, and Charlie Moore has done a nice job at the foul line.
Charlie Moore exercising some demons. DePaul may be coming of age, learning how to win close ball games. Carton. Oh my! We still got a ball game. That's a 3-ball, and it's a 1-possession game. Moore is fouled and will come the other way.
Boy, DePaul was a little late on a hedge. And, you know, in these spots, you think no threes, no fouls. No one in the picture. You see DePaul a little late. You have to be pressing out to the three-point line. You don't want to play Olay defense, but taking a look at it, as Darius Hall just a little tardy, and Carton makes him pay.
All of a sudden, Carton's got 23 points next to his name. More perfect at the line, 6 for 6.
Cool and calm.
Salnave back into the game for DePaul.
And looks like Ray Salnave might have motioned switch 5. That means it might switch all 5 screens, any ball screen, any down screen. That allows you to press out to the three-point line a little bit more effectively.
Gravel in his guts. Charlie Moore 8 for 8 at the free throw line. The lead is 5 for DePaul. DePaul calls a timeout, 24.9 remaining. Let's take a look at Fox Sports bracketologist Mike DeCourcy as he looks into his crystal ball.
Well, the one thing, Marquette's played a tough schedule, so they've challenged themselves. The committee will like that. And I always think when you're, on that 10-line area, everybody's got a reason to be left out at that point. What's the convincing reason to put you in? And the one thing Marquette does have in their back pocket is 2 really quality wins. A road win at Creighton and a home win against Wisconsin. But what you don't want to do is have anything to erase those sorts of things with a tough loss at home. You see those quad 1 wins. I mean, those are a big deal for the committee when they're thinking about who they want to put in and who they want to put out.
Marquette down 5. They've got to hurry. Here comes Carton. He's been the story over the last minute for Marquette.
Good. Switching these screens, you're able to press out. Job by DePaul.
McEwen. Tapped around, cleared by the smallest man on the floor. Charlie Moore wanted it more. And Moore fouled, will go back to the line where he has been heroic.
Yeah, he is DePaul's Mariano Rivera right now, closing this thing out at the foul line. But excellent coaching from Dave Lato, going small in that defensive sequence so you can switch all those screens, so you're able to jam those ball screens right at the point of attack and force a tough contested 3. So this guy can have another opportunity at the free throw line.
The Velvet's here. He's got 1 more. Lead is 6. Just 11 ticks remaining. A perfect 10 for Charlie Moore at the line.
Impressive. When his team needed it.
And Marquette realizes it's over. DJ Carton may dribble out the clock. Oh my goodness, not even going to take a shot. What a ball game. The DePaul Blue Demons, they take the trip up 94 and get themselves their first road win of the season, their first win at Marquette since 2016.
That's going to be a fun bus ride back to Chi-Town for the Blue Demons. The first half, it was the defense that led the way, and down the stretch, it was their superstar, Charlie Moore, that sealed the deal. Impressive win for DePaul.
May not take a bus home. They may take a magic carpet. The DePaul Blue Demons feeling good. They've exercised some demons with their first conference win. Sure hope you enjoyed it. DePaul a winner over Marquette. partner Nick Ball, I'm Merrick Collins. Thanks for watching.